Okay, sorry, y'all. One sec, real quick. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoops. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was fixing something and I literally forgot that it was live. I was adding in Kristen's signal boost. I forgot that because I can have a switcher on basically. I forgot I didn't have the switcher on, and then I was just editing it live basically. I'm sorry, my bad. My bad. But I am adding in Kristen's signal boost as we speak. Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, I never brought the sound up, so they haven't heard anything, so that's okay. All right, we have our sound here.
Yay, our sound.
Yay!
Yay! No one heard any shit. We were talking.
No, we didn't know we were live, so that could have been bad.
Wow! Wow!
Look, at least we had one fail safe of not being able to hear anything, right?
Yeah, basically we. So what happened was we didn't realize we were live, and I looked up and all of a sudden we were live, and I was like, hey, we're live, and then we were all like, oh, we're live, and then we talked for about 2 minutes, and then you all pointed out that we were muted, and that brings us up to date.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. Welcome to the Untitled Ladylike Show, which we're here at 5 o'clock. We are so professional, so ready, so prepared to bring you A+ content today. Happy June 26th, everyone. 26th.
Yes!
It's the 26th.
Happy June 26th.
Yes.
It's an important day.
Is it?
It's an important day because this is the day in history where 3 very important Supreme Court decisions that affecting LGBTQ folks were decided. This is the day of Lawrence versus Texas. This is the day of Winston versus U.S. in a day of Winston
Windsor versus Obergefell.
Yeah.
Oh, look at my ignorant ass leading the charge on this intro. Sorry, guys. But now,
where did Freddie go?
You didn't know.
I don't know why. I feel very this feels very chaotic right now, and it's what I don't know.
I think it's because we're back at 5 p.m. I feel like we all are just it's like we're doing it at the time again, so it's like we're all just adjusting to 5 p.m. in our minds, It's news. Also, I didn't take my meds today, so that was an accident.
Yeah,
but it's too late to
took
take
my
them
meds
now.
late, for sure. All right.
Okay, well let's jump into our signal boost segment, which is where we signal boost foundations or organizations or people that we believe in and we want to share. So first, I actually don't know who's going first. Who's going first? My thing isn't up.
I think it's me.
Yeah.
Okay, right, perfect.
Huzzah! So today I want to boost the this Instagram. It's called It's EcoGal, which is a intersectional, really helpful and approachable look at sustainability. And I really like all of her memes. It's run by this gal named Lauren Ritchie, who she's gorgeous, hello. But all of her infographics and memes have been really helpful just if you are environmentally conscious, but are kind of everyone right now is kind of reevaluating their platforms and thinking about how we can become more intersectional about the things that we're passionate about. And this is just such a cute Instagram, and I've been on it all week. So yes, check it out. Her name is Lauren Ritchie, and she runs It's EcoGal.
Awesome.
Cool.
Cute. Shout out to Lauren Ritchie.
Yay.
Yeah, so I think I'm next. I'm also boosting an Instagram account. It's actually my best friend from college.
Oh!
And she just started her teacher Instagram. So she's a ninth grade English teacher in Maryland. And she's been like really just like trying to like start this teacher's Instagram that's like really inclusive. And a lot of the Instagram accounts that she was seeing, like teacher Instagrams, were just like white women or the Black women Instagram accounts who were teachers. They were all just like a very specific type of person that didn't feel like they really sort of, I don't know, reached as many people as they needed to. So she posts a lot of really great infographics and stuff about education, about social justice, social change, and just like discrepancies and disparities within the education system when it comes to race and background and ethnicity. So she does really, really nice graphics, and they're really great for sharing and just for educating people. So just want to boost her. She's awesome.
I want to follow right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now. I don't know why I chose to do it right now. What's going on?
We can do that later. We just later.
We'll do it later. We'll do it later.
We'll do this later. Wow, you guys. Wow.
We're gonna not do it live. We won't do it live.
Yours better.
All right, you guys, y'all. Here we
So
go.
next will be Chantel. Chantel, who you got this week? Or what you got?
Ooh, next is me. So I can have like a bit of a twofer booster. So one of them being just a book called So You Want to Talk About Race. This is a book that I am currently reading right now. You might know some of the things she talks about, but chances are you won't know most of the things she talks about. So why not learn? And I love doing audiobooks a lot. And so I will just put in my headphones and then do my sort of like mindless tasks. So that's when I'll clean. That's when I'll organize. Normally I would do it while I'm driving, but I'm not really driving many places these days. But so I just find other ways to do it. So I love audiobooks. But then I also want to plug the app on which that I'm listening to this on. So it's called Libby, and it's a free app with the Los Angeles Public Library. And so, but it's like built really, really well. And so it feels like an Audible, versus feeling like a government site. And so it's just, yeah. So it's a really good resource. Especially if you might not have money to buy the literature that you want to be reading, but you still can read it, you still can listen to it, all for free. And they have all the books that are about anti-racism and social justice topics. Like most of them are available immediately. So like I was able to rent the audiobook of this without having to wait. So it's really cool.
That's so cool.
But yeah,
That.
so it's called Libby, and then the book is called So You Want to Talk About Race by, I think her name is Ijeoma Wolo.
Oh yeah, I follow her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's very prominent, and so this book is great. But yeah.
Love that. Love to boost a book. And then also so people can't say, well, I didn't really have the money to get it, or I didn't know where to get it. I love just also providing resources on exactly how to do it so that everyone has all the information they need. So fantastic. Next we have Jen. What you got?
What's up? So I wanted to boast. I would like to signal boost a GoFundMe. So there's this musician. Her name is Aya Simone. She's from Detroit. She's a Black trans woman, and she's this like incredible harpist. I believe that's what you call people that play the harp.
Yeah.
And so she's crowdfunding right now because she needs a new harp. Harps are like, I don't know if they're like this huge stringed instrument. For anyone that's not familiar, they're very beautiful. They're also very expensive. And so she's like a pretty prominent like harpist. Like she's performed with a lot of people. She's performed with like the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. And so her GoFundMe, it was trending like I think yesterday, and it's about halfway to its goal. So I think the link is in the description of this video, but also I'm going to post it. I posted it on my Twitter, and after this episode, I'll go on my Instagram and I'll post it in my bio. So if you are interested in helping like a musician get a new instrument, like this would just be really cool. And there's a bunch of links in the GoFundMe to like videos of her playing the harp, and the harp is just like, it is like a crazy beautiful instrument. Like someone who is like talented at the harp is just like, you have to be like mind-boggling talented. So she's just very cool. She's very talented. It'd be cool. So yeah, let's help this musician. Let's get a harpist. I don't know if it's harp. I feel like there's probably a more correct word for what a harp.
I have a question too.
Harpist.
When you're playing the harp, do you cut your fingernails really short? Because do you use your fingernails? Like, I've always wondered that.
I think maybe it's similar to the guitar. Like maybe sometimes people wear like picks on their fingers, like they wear coverings to grasp better. I don't actually know. I'm not familiar really, but yeah, it's a very cool and you know, she's from Michigan, so I'm just like, you know, Midwest, like, yeah. But yeah, let's get a new harp. That's what I'm singing with.
I love that.
The harp is so beautiful.
Yeah, harps make me cry. So
well, you know what? It's like never have I ever.
Want more of
like,
that. Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah, so good. Last but not least, Kristen, what you boosting this week?
Okay, so today I am boosting a book. I am boosting the book The Pretty One by Kia Brown. Kia is really great. She's really good follow on Twitter. Her handle is Kia _, I think it's Maria. Is it Kia Maria? Yes, it's Kia Maria. Anyway, yeah, but Kia's great. She wrote a book called The Pretty One. She had this viral hashtag a bit ago. It was like hashtag disabled and cute. She was born with cerebral palsy. And so she wrote a book that's like a collection of essays about like her experiences of like being at the intersection of Blackness and disability. She's super funny. She's adorable. She's like just so clever, such a good writer. Her book is called The Pretty One because it's in reference to like her able-bodied identical twin, who people refer to as the Pretty One.
Wow.
And so like it's very lighthearted and like very like self-depreciating in the way that like when you have these experiences, like you kind of learn to be that way so people feel more comfortable like with you. But she's such a good writer. She's also writing a children's book that's coming out in a couple of years too. So she's awesome. You should read her book. It's like, I think that it's really important to like, you know, celebrate like joy and art and like grace and stuff like that too. And so like I couldn't recommend her and her writing enough. That's my thing. I'm signal boosting.
Love that. Thanks, ladies. Hopefully everyone learned something. Get the book, listen to, you know, contribute to GoFundMes, follow Itty Bitty Miss G, you know, the list goes on. So thanks everyone. Next.
I snapped too.
Let me check this. Am I next?
It's Jen next. Yeah.
It is. All right. Okay.
It's going well. It's going great.
It's going great. All right. So guys, guess what? Today we're introducing a new fun game. It's called the Masked Feeler.
Title card.
Yeah, and there's a title card made with crayons. You know how it works. But basically, so the reason we started this game, or not the reason, but so our idea behind this game is that oftentimes when you are like out and about with your mask on, maybe you pass somebody on their way out the store, you pass another person, and like oftentimes, like, you know, in normal times, we're communicating a lot non-verbally. We're smiling, we're nodding, we're doing whatever. But with masks, it really makes it difficult to like tell what the other person is feeling. And so we wanted to play a little game where we could try and guess what emotion or like message our friend is trying to communicate from behind a mask, because it's like we know each other pretty well, so it's like we might do a decent job. So this episode, Kristen is going to don a mask, and then she is going to try and communicate with us non-verbally, and we are going to try and guess what emotion or what thing she is trying to convey. It should be very fun.
Here's my question. Do I get points if you guess wrong, or do I get points if you guess right?
Ooh, I like collaborative.
How will I be rewarded?
I think if we get it right, we all win.
What's up?
Yeah.
And if we get it wrong, you have to drink.
So if you guys get it right, you win?
You win as well.
We get points if we get it
That's
right.
Easy.
We get points.
Too easy.
Well, here's the catch. If we get it wrong, we all have to drink. I know some of you are drinking water. I'm drinking a little rosé. I see you have a little beer down there, Kristen.
Kristen, in
Here's
the
the thing,
chat,
though.
people were
I
like,
have the world's
drinking
most
a
expressive
Campbell's
eyes. Maybe we should do 3 of them. I feel like we should do 3 because I
Yeah.
think like, it's gonna be easy for you to tell what I'm doing. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
no,
get-
I want to do a bunch.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. All right.
Well,
I have one thing that I would like to interject with before we get going. For some reason, I was reading it as the masked feller instead of feeler. So you will see that the card that's up says the masked feller. I thought it was just Jen being like silly. And so I was like, okay, it's like the masked feller.
like fella, like he's a jolly good fella.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
thought you were like, this feller here is about to wear a mask. You know? I don't know what I thought. I don't know, but I was like, it's Jen.
It is fun.
Are we getting wine? Are we topping up? We're topping up real fast. The
Oh,
masked
yeah.
feller.
So you're topping up your alcohol?
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Freddie's running.
Wait, what? Where'd they go?
We're topping up our alcohol.
They just left the gays to fend for themselves, and we can't do it.
Oh,
God.
it's a big disaster.
Oh, Devin's gone.
Disaster.
Yeah,
apparently-
Devin was like, "Oh, we're topping off. All right," and then she just
apparently
left.
no one got their alcohol before this.
All right.
It does kind of feel like the masked feller now, because like it does. That sounds like a cowboy thing.
Yeah, because I thought you were talking about like in regards to like the masked singer, and so I thought you just replaced singer with feller. I was like, "Oh, that's
Feller,
funny.
yeah.
That's silly. It's very Jen."
No, I think feeler makes more sense, but I do like feller for our purposes today. So this is like, probably our most chaotic one we've done.
Yeah, I don't know why
Feller.
this episode is just so chaotic. I don't really know how it happened, but
I love it. I feel right at home. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Uncut, unmedicated.
Great. Are you ready?
yeah.
Yeah.
Forward.
Circumcised. All right, here we go.
Spin that wheel.
Ready?
Oh.
Ew.
Alrighty, that
She's
was
Are you
smiling.
doing it?
No,
Yes,
she's
she is.
grimacing. She's grimacing. She's mad.
Okay, here's something that
No,
happened.
do we have
I'm gonna so on 3 I'll make a face and then
Oh.
everyone gives their guesses because I can't talk and also make a face.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So
Are you
count
ready?
down, Kristen.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Anger. I think she's
I
conveying.
feel like you're doing this.
It feels neutral to me.
I think this is anger. I think this is you are angry at the person you passed by on the street. Perhaps they weren't wearing their mask.
I feel like this is Kristen communicating telepathically that she doesn't like someone in a meeting, like going like this. Like she doesn't like if someone she doesn't like in a meeting.
That's where
like,
I was arriving to. I was literally just
so
practicing faces and watching my eyes to see if I could match my eyes with Kristen. And I landed on that the second that you said it too. I second Devin. That's where my head's at.
Okay.
Wait, is that not the same thing I said?
you said anger.
I said anger.
No, I didn't say what the emotion was. I just did this.
Okay.
Oh, you showed it. All right,
Does
let's
that
all show
count
it.
as a guess?
Okay. Crit them. Show
Oh.
us.
What is
Show this face.
Oh.
No. You're not. You don't always smile like that. You don't always smile.
Smile like that.
I don't. Whatever.
You're all right.
Well,
This is bad.
I don't have alcohol, but I have a bowl of beans.
Yeah.
Okay.
a bowl
Come
of
on.
Shot of beans. Do a shot of
I'm
beans.
confused about these beans.
Just
what-
beans.
What do you mean?
What's the context?
Like black beans?
Are these some of the-
These ones are pinto. They have like little spices in them and just over some rice just all mixed together.
Just
Oh,
zesty.
ooh, that
A little
sounds
zesty
tasty.
snack.
I do. I like
Mhm.
cooking up like chicken sausage and then making like a spicy rice and then putting beans and sort of like a chicken rice.
Are we still playing this game or no?
Yeah.
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 All right. Next emotion, Kristen. Put
Next.
that mask on and then you can count us down.
All right, hold on.
All right, y'all. We know Kristen. We have to get this.
This is crazy.
Pressure is high.
They're fucking this up so badly.
Okay.
It's like, come on.
Also, ladies and gents, Kristen is wearing her mask the correct way. Just want to point that out.
I am.
Make sure nose is covered.
The nose isn't covered, doesn't count.
Right.
Okay. You ready?
Okay, ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Give it to me.
This is This is fear. I think it's fear.
Oh,
I think it's like. Actually, wait. Maybe it's like this.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
I think it's fear.
I think it's like a forewarning. Like, you know how Kristen will do like, I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's like kind of enthralled though, like a little bit like watching a train wreck. Like if tea has been spilled, and so she's like, but also leaning in, you know?
I think it's like this.
It's like a warning.
Wide-eyed.
Yeah. What do we got, Kristen?
Yeah, what is it? Devin, what is that?
Oh!
So it was anger.
It's his face. It's whatever the face is.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about
disappointment.
It's just, I don't know, it's his face. That's what my face is.
It's his face.
It's Beaker from.
But it's like, how would we have shown? Because I feel like your mouth is able to do that. Oh, I guess mine can do it.
No, you can do it too.
Is this sad?
that's your thumbnail.
I think
It's just
I
like-
still think this is anger. This is like pissed off. Like this is like you said something stupid, so now I'm just like.
There you go.
That's what I think it is. I
Okay.
took fear, so that was wrong. But
So whoever guessed that is right. Everyone else is wrong.
I don't think anyone guessed it.
Okay, well, we can all just take a drink.
All
Then.
right, well, I'll take
Oh,
3.
One more.
Hold on.
4 more years. 4 more years.
You know, I'm not gonna tie it this time. I'm just gonna like have
Yeah,
it.
just put it up over your face. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Let's see.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
1.
Your
Okay,
eyes
Frank,
look the
you're a little
same.
scared.
No,
I think
but
you look
this is more
scared. I think you're shocked.
Yeah, I think it's shock too. It's shock
But
and
like
awe.
a little titillated, like like there's a little like bedroom.
Oh, like a
in
little
those
bit of
eyes.
ba boom behind it. Like,
Oh, you know what I mean? Am I reading into the situation?
I don't know. Guess because it's hard.
Can you make
okay,
it one more time?
I say,
Right.
I think shocked.
Yeah, I agree.
It's this.
All right, do it. Let's see.
Take it, unveil. It
Oh,
was shock. Right?
You did it! We all
Yay!
did it!
This game is very hard.
This is hard. This is difficult to do, even with someone you know well. Hard.
I'm amazed.
I didn't expect it to be hard.
I thought it would be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I pass a lot of people on the street wearing my mask that I've smiled at, and I'm like, oh, they know I'm smiling, and I'm like, now I'm like, they had no fucking idea. They
They
saw,
like this.
like giving them the shit eye.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been bringing my thumbs into the game and be like,
yeah. Cool. Okay, we all lose and we all win. Great. I'm drinking this beer.
Wow.
water.
Next is Shanta.
What's his
Oh
next?
yes. So next, thank you for bearing with us in the first edition of The Masked Feller. It's gonna be my bad. But I feel like we can all agree how I got there. Okay. So our next segment is, of course, one of our most beloved segments. It's Feelings Corner.
Yes.
Yay, Feelings
Yay.
Corner, where we have a lot of catharsis and processing by talking about our feelings. I feel like we like doing popcorn. Is there anyone that wants to volunteer to start, and then we can popcorn from there?
I'll start.
Okay.
So I feel like I had a decent last week. And this week, productivity wise, it's been good, but I'm just like angry. I've gotten re-energized in my anger about COVID-19. Um, just the fact that so many cases are spiking again and places are still opening up. But it's the fact that just, there's just a surge in spikes of this virus and like of people who are testing positive and also deaths. And I'm just like, we've really been in the house for 3 months. And I know that obviously a lot of people haven't been abiding by the rules, but like it does suck when you have been doing your best and like been as careful as possible and like really not going anywhere. And it's just like it just feels like there's no end in sight. I hate to be like negative, but this is where I am right now. I'm just like, wow. So there's that 3 months did nothing.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
Yeah. Know how you feel.
I'm just pissed. So that's where I am. Like that's all I have to say about it. I'm pissed. Those are my feelings corners for today. So
yeah. It's super disappointing for people like just kind of all of a sudden feeling like it's over. And it's like it's like, yes, we don't want to be like have our personal lives completely run by the government. Okay, I get that. I can get behind that. But then it's like it's also when you have the government signaling like, oh yeah, this is fine now, it can open up, it signals to people that, oh, that means that it's totally fine to go to a restaurant. That means it's totally fine to do this. I don't need a mask. I don't need that. This is fine. We're good now. And that's just not what it is. And we don't have a strong enough leadership by any means to be telling us that even though it's open doesn't mean you should go. Why not just do takeout from there? Why not?
Right.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
It's frustrating.
It just feels like there's just no way out. And it's like,
yeah,
I'm just pissed.
That's fair.
It sucks that it's like, how has nothing been gained from 6 months?
It's just
anyway.
Popcorn.
Other countries that did shut down and like they were in really bad place, but they're starting to be safe again, and it's sort of like almost like another kick in the face because you're just like, that could have been us. Like what could have been?
I read something on Twitter. I read something on Twitter that was like the reason other countries are able to like really, flattening the curve for real and able to reopen is because just like the culture over there is very much it's a lot more for the greater good and for your community and not so self-serving, and like people are like kind of okay, like not okay with it, but like willing to be inconvenienced for the betterment of the greater good. Like that's just how a lot of other countries and cultures just operate. Yeah. And America is just very much like everyone here is just way more self-serving in that way, which is why we are where we are. So all that to say, everyone,
way of life. Our whole way of life is like individual freedom, America. You came here for your American dream. Whereas like in other countries is like, no, I'm going to pay 40-50% of my paycheck to taxes because it gets me a good schooling system. It gets me beautiful roads. It gets me like parks. Like people understand that it's just different. It's wild. I hear you, Fraud.
The collectivism versus individualism, and it's frustrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we started feeling the corner.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. I would like to popcorn Kristen.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
How am I feeling this week? I'm feeling a little frustrated this week. I'm having some insurance issues with the medication that's like, basically I got new insurance this year and my insurance doesn't cover a medication that I need to like not be a fucking asshole to everyone I know. And so, or at least not to be an asshole, but like basically it doesn't cover my Adderall, and like, so now I've got to go through this whole process where I gotta like if you have ADHD, getting a new insurance to cover your Adderall is such a pain in the ass. Like even getting a pharmacy that will fill it is a pain in the ass. Like I used to drive to Van Nuys, which like from no matter where you are in Los Angeles, Van Nuys is far. Like, it's not close to central Los Angeles. It's a distance. So I'm frustrated because it's like during this time, it's really hard for me to get things done at home on my own.
Yeah.
And without like my medication, it's like basically impossible. It's like every day is a snow day. It's like, well, what I'll do today, I guess I'll count my pubes. Like every other day. Like, I don't know. I can focus on that apparently. Yeah,
so, Kristen, are you completely out?
I'm out. I'm like out.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
I made one stretch very far. I basically made a 60-day supply stretch for 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I stretched it and I'm out though because I couldn't get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's frustrating and like I was having this weird back and forth with my doctor right now because she's just like, I sent the ERX and I was like, that's not the issue. Like, what is it? Like, so yeah, I'm frustrated. I understand the impulse of people who are like, I want to get back to work because like same, but also I've resigned myself to the fact that like this is gonna this is gonna be our lives for like the next year, and that's what it's gonna be. And like it sucks. It makes me feel sad because like I'm 36. Like these are precious years. These aren't like throwaway years. I'm not like 8 or so where it's like, well, I'll still be growing in my little cocoon anyway. It's not, it's not like, I don't know, not that 8's a throwaway year, but a little bit. So like, not that important, but yeah. These are like important, my face is still up here and not down here. My face is at face level and not tit level. My tits are at tit level and not knee level. And my knees work. Like all these things are happening to me. And while I'm in my I don't know. Sorry, I shouldn't be writing about this. I realize that like people are young for a long time, but it's like, come on, man. Like I didn't make some sort of deal with the devil to give away this year in exchange for like something. Like if I'm gonna give away this year, I might as well get some treats out of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant.
Wait, I have a quick question. Is the issue with getting your prescription refilled or renewed, is it like a fact of like generic versus name brand?
No,
like they just literally don't?
Adderall's a really hard drug to get because it's abused so much and it's sold. It's so much. So like it's like with all drugs like that, like Schedule 1 drugs that are hard to get, it's just they make you jump through like a lot of hoops. So this particular insurance will not cover it unless my doctor literally writes a letter that's like, this person has had a test that says they have ADHD and they've been taking this under my care for like 12 years. So, and then they might consider covering it. So like I have to do a whole, or I could pay for it out of pocket, but if I pay for it out of pocket, it's $340 a month.
Yeah, it's a racket.
It's a racket. Anyway, but yeah, it's gonna be fine. I'm still funny. That's all that matters.
Yes, but you need what you need. And I honestly, like, I have meds that if I'm out and can't get them, an actual, like, it's really bad. So we've talked about how we've cried at the pharmacy. Who was that? Was it? I'm all crying at the pharmacy because it's just always a thing. And it really is like, it feels like life or death, and it like kind of is, and they don't get it. But that's just the US healthcare system. That's
exactly.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Kristen.
It's okay. Medicine. Yeah. I know people in the chat are asking me if I need money for it. And that's not I mean, that's
That's so sweet.
That is so sweet.
But really the US government should be paying for it.
Yeah.
Really. Not to subtweet the US government, but they should be paying for it. Oh, I just put pen on myself. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the issue is more so the system versus like needing the money to pay for it. It's like you shouldn't have to have the money in order to pay for it.
The answer is yes, but please don't give me my money for my medication. That's very I can live. I just can't do good work. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, I like to popcorn. I'm gonna popcorn Jen.
What's up, everybody? Feelings corner. Yeah, this week there's like just some shit going down in my personal life, like just like with my family and things like that. So it's been like a little bit stressful. And obviously, like I think I definitely relate to like I mean, I relate to basically friend Kristen. Like, I know exactly what you guys are talking about in like different stages. Like I have been feeling the corona despair this week too, for sure. Like, I really have tried to like remind myself, like one day at a time, one day at a time. Like, that's like what's been really helpful. But it's hard to fucking do that, especially just because like I just think about how like it's just like something that we all like. I just want like I'm like, okay, yeah, like I go through these mental spirals where I'm like, I'm not seeing my grandparents again ever. Like it's that they're in their 90s and I can't fly to them because I will kill them. And but they're also in their 90s, so it's like if the longer you wait, like
Yeah.
my mind goes there, which is like not helpful. And like similar to Kristen, like ADHD is just like bopping around and like it's having a fucking party these past 2 months. Like,
Oh yeah, we have been struggling. The two of us have just been in our own private hell boxes for 3 months.
Yeah, it is just like it's just the lack of structure, all of it. Like it is like my brain does not want to focus on jack fucking crap right now. And part of that is on me because like I have my meds right now. It's like I need to take them. Like what it is I just like I forget, hours pass, I'm like, oh, it's too late. And then it's like I'm like, why did this entire day go by where I was like just bouncing off the fucking walls and also did nothing. So working on that. But something that I mentioned this like I think before we streamed, but the one thing that I did start doing this week, and it's surprising because I like to write and do shit like this, but I've never really been a journal person. Like I've never really like done that seriously. If you go through I have a journal that I've had for like 6 years, and it has like 4 entries from like 2013, 2 from 2015, maybe like 1 or 2 from 2016, and that's kind of where it's at. But I journaled twice this week. And that was surprisingly helpful. Like I was just like very much
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, James is
He
James is into the
surprised
chat.
me.
honestly, like no, I feel better. Like I feel better than my fucking journaling has made me feel. But I did journal, and I was surprised to find that like there's just a lot of feelings, and so like it's not like journaling changes the circumstances at all, but I do feel less anxious after journaling because it's like I've just put a name to it. Like I've just written out what I am feeling, and so it's kind of just like a way of like it makes it physical. It just sort of it feels like I'm doing something productive. So it's like after I journal, I do feel better, even though the extenuating circumstances of my life have not changed. So that's like been something that helps me recently. But I don't know. I feel like I feel similarly to you guys because it has been like this week in particular has felt like we've crossed sort of like a threshold, especially just with all of the news about like cases spiking and like things reopening in spite of that. So it's been like a weird week. But yeah, journaling I guess is like still it's free, but it's helpful sometimes. I like was surprised, which maybe I shouldn't have been, but yeah, that's how I have been feeling this week. A bit weird.
I'm glad you found journaling, Jen.
I am
That's,
too.
Yeah.
And also, you did do something productive. You did something productive with me yesterday.
No, I know that's true. That was productive, but that also felt. What's funny about that is it was like we had to do like we did like a bank thing for some project, and it was only like an hour and a half of like work that I did. But I like went home and I was like, oh my god, like I worked this. What a long day! Like I put the hours in.
We were at the bank for 2 hours.
1 hour in.
We were at the bank for 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. And that's just like it used to be if I did 2 hours of work in one day, I'd be like, I did nothing today. Like, what the hell? And now I did 2 hours of work. And this is the other thing. It's like, I gotta do shit. Anyway, you guys know.
We know.
I'm glad that you started journaling and that you're doing that if it's helping you feel better.
Yeah. It is. I'm surprised. Anyway,
are you doing it every day?
No, I've just been basically I like wait till I feel it's happened because I just was getting anxious. Like I would be having a really anxious day, and it would sort of reach a point where I would be like, I am so anxious that like I can't really enjoy anything. I'm not enjoying anything I'm doing. Like I can't focus. I can't like go out and exercise because I feel too anxious. So when I got like that, I was just like, fuck it, like let's just do something. And like both times that happened, after I finished journaling, I like felt a lot better.
Good.
So it didn't happen every day, but it was kind of like a stress response. And now I'm like, maybe it's something I could incorporate into my daily, because like then I don't have to wait till it reaches critical mass to start journaling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, maybe I'll develop a healthier relationship with it if I just see it as like a step that I do that can decrease anxiety, that isn't necessarily like a cure for when I'm feeling incredibly anxious. Because I could also see
Yeah.
it just not working eventually and me being like, journaling's trash. But
listen, it is trash, but also it's good. Contradictions.
yeah.
Dialectic.
But yeah, popcorn, little poppy corn. Kevin, what's up? How are you feeling this week, my dude?
This week was kind of it was good in that I'm the kind of person who will bury herself in her work and get very work focused. So I was very productive, so I guess that's good. But I had like a tough week mom-wise because my mom is sick, as a lot of us know. She's recovering from radiation and cancer and the time of COVID. And it's just been a really hard struggle, just because, when you're sick on top of the world crumbling around you, it's really easy to get like very negative. And also my family's a little old fashioned, so they don't really believe in therapy or anything like that. So my mom kind of, will use me as a therapist. And I think that's something that a lot of daughters are used to, or a lot of people who are socialized to be daughters are used to, when they become like the emotional, not crutch, because that's a little bit too much, but just like the emotional person.
You're like a figure.
Yeah, a little bit. So I'm just like kind of reminding myself to take care of myself. And it's funny because kind of like what you're saying, Jen, when you're like taking the active step towards journaling, like the first response is like, this sucks, I don't want to do it. Like doing yoga or meditating, y'all know me, I love that shit usually. Like if like Kristen, you came by the house to borrow something, socially distant, of course, wearing a mask, but I was doing yoga in the yard and I didn't know you were coming. I was like, oh, like that shit I usually love and I'll do on my own. But now that I actually have to do it, I don't want to. And I'm just like my body's really tight and stuff. And it's just like mom shit, family shit hits this deep nerve inside that just kind of discombobulates me and makes me I've been forgetting to take my Lexapro until like 5 p.m., which you're supposed to take in the morning too. So I just feel like a little disoriented.
Take my antidepressants. Sorry.
Huh?
She's gonna take her meds.
I forgot to.
There you go.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm sorry. I'm not medicated right now, so I'm interrupting too much. Go ahead.
No, you're not. You're not interrupting too much. If I can remind you to take your meds, it's good. Because I took it right before the show. But yeah, I think that's just kind of where I'm at a little bit,
Do you feel like she's getting the support she needs at home?
Oh, my dad.
Or do you kind of feel like it all falls on you, or?
Oh, my dad takes such good care of her. It's more, my mom has some mental health issues as well. So there comes a point where my mom doesn't want solutions or help. She just wants to be like heard and witnessed again and again and again. So you just kind of have to constantly be able to hold space. And so that's a muscle, like that you train to like hold space, especially for a parent. And so sometimes I just get really tired. Like today, I usually wake up at 7:45 on the dot every day. Today I slept in.
Love you.
My routines are my ritual. If I don't do that, I will literally burn the place down. But I slept until 10 today, just randomly.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's just
you
like
needed it. Your body needed it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like allow them to happen, instead of control. So that's me.
Devin, I think that you definitely serve as like an emotional caretaker for your mom, because I think you do a lot of labor in that particular arena. And I think that like it's not even just holding space, you're actually doing work. It's like a part-time job that you currently have. And I think that like you probably are feeling the strain of this the way that you might feel the strain from any part-time job that you have, especially one that like eats up a lot of your emotional resources that are probably already pretty drained already from the sick and world. Good job, B. So I think that like I think it's important for you to understand, or not understand, you understand this. I think it's important for you to kind of be affirmed that like this is labor that you do on a consistent basis, and like it's something that requires work and effort, and it's something that you aren't being paid for, and that you aren't really under obligation to give, and it's something you're kind of giving of your own volition. So it's kind of like important to like give yourself grace in that arena, to understand like all the stuff you're taking on.
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. I mean, there could be like, there's a world in which I'd take a step back, but it's just like, you know, that junction of like what your values are and like what you believe that you should do and like how you've always seen yourself versus like what's actually good for you. And so like, I think I'm just approaching that juncture a little bit and just trying to take it slow, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, popcorn, Shanti.
Me.
I want to hear about
what?
the Christians.
Ooh.
Christians.
Yeah.
The
So
Christian friends.
so one of my tactics because I feel like last week I was talking about kind of like my tactics and how to like have what we keep calling like the tough conversations with people, and I'm like, I kind of don't like calling it like it's time to have tough conversations. Like, no, it's time to talk about race. That's what it is. It's like we need to stop calling it like, oh, it's like, just talk about it, just like learn about it, just talk about it. Okay, but whatever, I digress. And so then one of my tactics is basically like, if there's people in my life that I specifically want to reach, but it doesn't feel like it's the right time to like call them or text them, then I add them to my close friends on Instagram. And then I post stuff at kind of like as if I'm just talking to my close friends, and then I'll just post that on my close friends, and it works. It's how I get a lot of like the ball rolling kind of. And so I went on another sort of like a close friends like rant last night, and I've already had people reaching out to me, and I'm like, great, this is why I'm like doing that, you know. And because it's just like finding, because if you see the green circle, you're like, I'm this person's close friends, oh my god, like I'm gonna watch this, I'm gonna engage with it. I know that it's meant for me. So yeah, so I have like 300 people in my close friends right now.
Cozy,
but it's fine. But yeah, and so that's kind of like something that I've been doing, and I've been trying to have the conversation now of like, well, if you're doing the work offline, then if I'm doing the work offline and in my own community, why do I need to be posting about it on Instagram? And it's like, if you aren't on Instagram and you're not posting, it's like, that's one thing. But it's like, if you're on Instagram and you're posting about the kale salad that you ate, then it's like you can also be posting about the stuff that you're learning, you know. And so that's kind of like the conversation that I'm trying to like have with people right now. It's like, if you're taking that action outside of social media, amazing, share with us the action that you're taking, because what you're doing in sharing that, you can be helping other people know what to do. Or, you know, it's like maybe that one clip that you shared, well, maybe if I post something, Devin's going to see it. Then Devin's going to be like, oh my God, cool, I didn't know this, I'm going to post this. And maybe Devin's cousin sees it, and then Devin, you know, and so it can just spiral. It's like, in my head, I'm not posting for like 400,000 people. In my head, I'm posting things that have helped me in regards to learning, in regards to education, And so why, if I'm learning something, why wouldn't I want to share that? Like if you get, Fred, you love getting your nails done. When you have a great nail person, you post about that person because you're like, hey, I want this person to gain traction. I want you all to know about this person. Same thing. If you're in church and you hear a great sermon, you hear a great Bible verse, you're going to come out and post about that. Why, and it's not like in posting, it's not like, oh, well, Freddie knows absolutely everything about nails. She's certified in nails and that's why she has the authority to post it, because there's other people that are like, I feel like I just don't know enough. And it's like, yeah, honestly, most of us don't know enough. But that's why it's important to be sharing things, because you don't know what people don't know. And chances are, if you learned something, then someone else in your circle is going to be able to learn something from that. So those are the conversations. That's kind of been like my main focus of this week in my I feel like my feelings corner just like this week in talking to people. What's like the journey that I went on.
The week in conversation.
Yeah. And so it's the thing where it's like, if you're doing it's not that posting on social media means that you're doing the work. It doesn't mean that you're doing the work. But why not have it be an additional action step that you're taking? There's just kind of no reason for it not to be, if you're on social media anyways.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel.
I just love these strategies and tactics that you've just been like testing out and experimenting. I love it so much.
You're like,
Because that is a great idea.
Yeah.
To put people in your close friends. I mean, literally, I really do feel like when you see that you're on someone's close friends, it's like, oh, I'm definitely watching this, or I'm definitely reading this, because you just feel like an exclusive member of a club.
Yeah.
So to get people to like learn and take in information that you believe in and that is true, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not like I'm saying like you can never post about your great salad ever again. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. It's just like, we have to learn how to like coexist with everything. We have to learn how to coexist alongside a racist country, all these racist systems. We have to coincide with white supremacy, with the patriarchy, and we have to coincide in a way that can be working against that. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't post about your salad or that you shouldn't post about your baby. I love seeing all your babies. I want to see your babies. I want to see your puppies, want to see your dogs, want to see your cute outfits. But I also want you to share with me what you've been learning, because you can teach me something. And then I can go on to teach other people stuff too. That's all that I'm saying.
You love to see it.
I think you're doing great. I think that like you're being really creative. I think that you have access to a lot of people who may be persuadable. And I think that like you're kind of turning that from like an annoyance into a gift. Does that make sense?
Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah. Beautifully put.
Yeah.
Before we
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Before we move on,
you go, Devin.
Because I just want to call out, I'm seeing a lot of love and support in the chat right now. And I'm loving all of the community building aspects that are happening in our chat, which is just lovely and beautiful. And if you do need help, know that we can help with finding resources and people. I think this is a sincere, safe space. So just know that you are heard, we see you, and you are all very important. So I just wanted to call out that I see the chat going on right now, and there's some beautiful people doing some building up and community building, which I just love and I want to encourage. And everyone here is valuable and important.
Yeah. Thank you, Devin.
Yay, who's next? What are we doing next?
Oh shoot, wait, has everyone gone?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
everyone's gone.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Should we wait?
Oh,
go ahead.
Really quickly, should we plug the hotline? Just
yes.
Because
I'm catching up, so you all do it.
Yeah.
Yes. So in case for whatever reason, so we would like to quickly plug the National Suicide Hotline or Suicide Prevention Hotline, not the Suicide Hotline. That doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna put it in I'm putting it in the chat right now. just to have it. Oh, and someone else did it first before me.
Yeah, I was just typing it in as you were talking.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna do it again just for funzos. But yeah,
Yes, you can
anyway.
never have it enough.
If it honestly, here, you know what? I'll talk about this. Whatever. Like I've called this hotline before, and actually, it was like really helpful because like I definitely am someone who struggles a lot. And like yeah, it's honestly it's just to kind of like take you off the edge so that you can kind of get yourself to a place where you can get resources. So anyway, that's what I want to say before we play a game.
Yeah, and this will be thank you, Kristen. And I just want to say this will be a thing that we're gonna incorporate into Feelings Corner every week. Just because.
Oh, Fred went muted.
Oh no.
That's never happened before.
Did your AirPods go out, Fred?
She's
not-
frozen.
Oh no, it's frozen.
This is the stream of chaos.
I know. Well, we can pick it up for her. So I know that I know that Feelings Corner is kind of like a time of, oh, Fred's back.
Fred's back.
Oh no, she's muted again. Oh no, she's unmuted.
So take it away.
Okay. So Feelings Corner is obviously sort of like an open invitation for us to talk about our feelings and talk about our feelings with you. And we know that that also happens in the chat when we talk about this. And so that's why we wanted to just highlight the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, because a lot of times we don't even realize what we're feeling until we start expressing it. And so then once we start expressing it, it's really important to be directed to resources and people that know that are trained to deal with it. And so that's why we're plugging the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, just because it is a lifeline. It is a resource, and like Kristen said, it can be really helpful to take the edge off of maybe the ideation that you're having. And so if you ever feel compelled to call it, why not? You know, it's there for you. So we wanted to plug that.
1000%. Awesome.
Yay!
Yay.
Do we play? I guess we should.
Taking care of ourselves.
Taking care of ourselves and stuff. Should we? Wow, good song, Kristen. I guess yeah. We might as well. Should we play the game that we had?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's do it. It's not a game. It's just okay. So our next segment, which I am introducing because I made the title card and also I think I coined the name. So this is a new segment that we're doing, and it's called. I don't know if it's up yet, but we'll find out.
I'll put it up when you say it.
It's called Hot and Tell.
Ooh.
Hot and Tell, baby. It's called. So it's kind of like show and tell, like when you bring something to school and you're like, here's this thing, I'm going to tell you about it and show you it. But instead, it's where we bring pictures of people we think are hot to our chat here, and then we talk about them. So instead of show and tell, it's hot and tell.
Love that.
Yay! It's like show and tell, but for adults. So anyway, who's first on Hot and Tell?
Fred is up first.
Fred, talk about your contribution to Hot and Tell this week.
Oh wait, ooh, oh, I wasn't ready. Hold on, let me.
Do you remember who it is?
I do. Okay, found it. Okay, so my hot person is Kingsley Ben-Adir. He's kind of new on the scene in terms of like popular scene. He plays the love interest in High Fidelity with Zoe Kravitz, and he also plays a love interest on Love Life on HBO Max with what's her name, Anna Kendrick. And it's so funny because I was actually not talking shit, but I was like a little frustrated earlier today about like British actors kind of taking over the American entertainment scene when there's like a lot of actors in America who deserve a shot. But this man is a British actor acting in American things, and he's hot. I just love it. He has a salt and pepper kind of situation happening with his hair and his beard. He's just so fine. I think you have to tune in actually. Tune into one of those shows because he's fine.
He's gorgeous.
So handsome.
British
so
vibes. Like, when his
beautiful.
photos popped up, I was like, I think this man is British. And there's something about his like face that just like screams UK.
Yeah, I love him.
Also, the
We're in
fact that he
love.
has 3 names feels very European.
Yeah. Kingsley Benadir. Yeah.
Mainly just non-American.
Yes. I love.
He is hot though. I get it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I was supposed to be like, I love man.
Okay, who's next? Woo!
Well, let's see. Who is next? I don't know who's going to show up next on the order.
Hello. Who is
Me.
it? Yay!
I put the order in the doc just now.
Okay, cool. I'm going to look at the doc. All right, Chantel, you're next. Who did you bring in for Hot and Tell?
Oh my God, it's me. So we were originally going to do this game last week, but we ran out of time. And so my Alicia Keys is my hot person. And she was a little bit less random sounding last week than she was like right now.
Ooh.
But I love Alicia Keys. I've always loved Alicia Keys. She's released 2 songs since COVID happened, and they're both amazing. One is called The Underdog, and then I think the other one is called the other one has to do with like the current racial uprising that we're in, and it's called The Perfect Way to Die. I think that's what it's called. But so definitely listen to that one if you're in a space to listen to that one. But The Underdog is like just, oh, it's so good. And I just love Alicia Keys. And then how she just decided one day to like stop wearing makeup. She was like, I'm just not gonna wear makeup. And then she kind of got like blackballed for it. And so I'm like, that's just so messed up. But then now she's like back in the scene. She's like booking her gigs again. She did a beautiful job of hosting the Grammys. Like, I don't know anyone else that could have like hosted it in the way that she did. But yeah, so Alicia Keys, love her.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought such a hot person to Hot and Tell.
Thank you for doing the assignment.
Thank you for doing the
Yeah.
assignment.
I just want to piggyback off of that. It's so funny because I kind of recently like got reinterested in Alicia Keys. I've been watching her like her Vogue like makeup like beauty routines and stuff like on YouTube, and also too like her Grammys like because that was the same day Kobe, or was it the same day? Yeah, it was the same day.
It was the
Kobe
same day that
and
Kobe
Monica.
passed.
And she just handled it with such grace. She was so calming, like throughout the whole Grammys. I was like, oh, she's perfect for this. I just feel so calm because I think everyone was definitely like just really struggling. So I'm a fan. Love Leash.
Me too.
Yeah.
Love Alicia Keysy.
Love it. Who is it? Oh wait, no, I have notes for this. So the person who's next is Jen.
Yay!
Jen, who did you bring today for Hot and Tell?
So I brought a little bit of, not a wild card, but like a little bit out there. So I saw these images on Twitter. I had never seen them before. This is Cher when she did a one-woman show performance of West Side Story where she played every single role. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so West Side Story is like a huge ensemble musical. Like there are so many moving pieces. There's so much choreography. There's so much stuff happening. And Cher was like, you know what? What if West Side Story, but just me? And so this is her as like Tony, I believe.
You just
She's like got like short hair,
love
and
gangster.
a headband, I guess. And okay, if you go on YouTube,
God.
it's really hard to find clips, but there's a clip of Cher just like on this like set piece dressed like this, and she's alone and she's just doing the musical number. She's like, if you're a shark for life. And like, it's like people were posting it and just like in awe of like that someone would do that, which I think is true. Like that's in awe, but also like butchy Cher, I'm like into. Like I am like, yeah, okay, like sure, yes, I think you're hot. I mean, I thought Cher was hot anyway, but like Cher playing all the roles in West Side Story, I was like, she's hot. And it's just like, I just like feel more like I saw that on Twitter and I was like, this is such a weird, like, just such a Cher move. Cause I feel like only like iconic pop culture people have ideas that are that difficult to execute and really don't make that much sense and then do them anyway. Like, West Side Story is like so ensemble, like that's like kind of its thing, like that the choreography is like that, and that she just was like, no,
not today. I can do it on my own.
I love that.
So it's like the hotness in the appearance, and then also just the hotness just for the tenacity.
Yeah. It's
a
in the spirit of Cher, it's very much a I am a rich man move.
Yeah, it's like BDE.
I love her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
You have given a gift this day, Jen. I had no idea this happened.
I think this happened in like the 90s. Yeah, like I'm surprised I didn't know about it till now, but
Oh, you were born in the 90s, so that might be why.
Yeah, but I feel like I feel like pop culture wise, you get like from when you were born, because like you see shit when you're growing up, and then you get like 10 years behind that.
It's like a blast radius around your birth that you like absorb.
You get like 10 to 15 years behind you, and then you get everything forward. Like generally that's how I think your pop culture education sort of.
You're right. I mean,
actively try to like do it. Who's next?
Okay, so next on hot. So Devin, who did you bring today for Hot and Tell?
Okay, so this is going to be surprising to literally no one, but I've been watching The Great on Hulu, which is great.
Pat?
Oh yeah, my boyfriend Pat, who I can't say. Well, no, I'll talk about it later. Anyway, Pat's hot. Also, I've been watching The Great, and there are a lot of hot people in The Great. You guys know I love a period piece. And I love if it has a corset and a horse in it, I'm enthralled. I don't know why. So Dakota Fanning, obviously, she does most of the heavy lifting of the show. She's incredible. She's angelic in The Great. The Great is kind of like a show that's like almost like The Favorite, in that it's a little, modern still, even though it's a period piece. And she does a really great job in the role. She's gorgeous. She's got this blonde hair, which like is giving me heart palpitations because my blonde is like gone essentially. So I love her. And then her love interest, his name is Sebastian D'Souza. Holy God. Wow, he's hot. There's this one point where he bit her hand. He's like, I'll see you later, my love. And he's like, and I was like, ah! It was great.
I'm already wet.
Oh,
The way you said that, you're just like, I'm already wet.
Yep. I mean, that checks out.
Hand biting is hot. Hand biting is hot.
Yes, hi, I'm wet now.
Hi, I'm Fred, and I'm wet. Oh yeah, wow. I know. You got it.
Devin brought a lady and a man to Hot and Tell.
You
love to see
why
it.
Not?
Yeah. Why not?
Anyway. I feel like I haven't seen Dakota since she was a young little. Where is she?
Wait, isn't that Elle Fanning? That's Dakota.
Dakota Fanning.
What?
That's Dakota Fanning, yeah.
Is Elle Fanning I Am Sam?
Wait, is that Elle Fanning? Wait, oh, you're right. That's not Dakota Fanning.
That isn't Dakota Fanning. That's the little sister.
Oh, it's Elle Fanning.
Oh.
Wait, what? Did I get the wrong Fanning?
Yeah, that's Elle Fanning. Her little sister is kind of weird. Her little sister is like more famous now.
So this is Elle?
This is Elle. That's Elle Fanning.
This is Elle Fanning. Everyone in chat is like, this is literally Elle Fanning.
Yeah, no, that's Elle Fanning.
I thought it was Dakota. Just looking at the photo, I thought it was her.
Yeah,
listen, all white people
look
the same,
similar.
Okay? So like, I can't.
Food.
Sorry to this woman.
Sorry to this woman.
She's hot though, and so is her sister. You know, if they're related, they probably have the same genes. So
yeah,
I love.
Sorry, everyone.
I just changed it.
This is the messiest live.
For the people who are wondering, this is a back massager. I saw people in the chat being like, "What is that?" It's a back massager.
Yeah, perfect time to use that right now.
Yeah, I saw you doing that earlier, and I was like,
What do you wanna do?
I thought it was like a curtain
Listen.
rod.
A what?
Listen, it feels good. Okay, it feels good.
Oh.
We're all
All right.
just kind of unhinged, and I don't know how it happened altogether.
So anyway, I'm last on Hot and Tell.
Show us your hat.
What did you bring today for Hot and Tell? Well, so my Hot and Tell is slightly outdated, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. I'll get through it. Today I have brought in 3 months into quarantine Ben Schwartz.
Oh my God.
Who is this man?
This is
Ben Schwartz. I know the name.
Ben Schwartz.
Parks and Recreation, John Ralphio.
On Parks and Rec.
Oh my God, John Ralphio is my favorite character on Parks and Rec.
Yeah, it's Ben Schwartz. But anyway, so here's the thing about Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz has like a full, beautiful head of hair, and he finally cut it like a few days ago, which like, but like he had it for a while. So he had like this big, beautiful, full head of hair, and he was like, "I'm such a mess." And I was like,
Oh my God.
Anyway, but yeah, he cut his hair, and I was like, he's still cute, but not the same. I love a lot of hair, and that's because I'm like, gay, and that's just, I like longer hair. That's why I'm fine, and that's fine. I accept that, but yeah,
And that is fine.
he's also the voice of I forget which of Huey, Dewey, or Louie. I forget which one. I don't think it's Louie. I think it's Dewey. It's Dewey. He's also the voice of Sonic in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
Yeah, he's also the voice of Sonic. But anyway, but yeah, he cut his hair. Very tragic. So sad. But anyway, I was enjoying it. I was like, this is like a chia pet. I don't have to take care of. Except my mind.
And I literally am because I just Googled him. I didn't look at the actual photo you submitted, and I'm on the floor.
The photo I submitted. Shut up. Are you making fun of my Hot and Tell, Frederica? Is my Hot and Tell not fluffy enough for you? Because I can find fluffier.
Oh my
I am
God.
crying. I think usually people use photos that are like.
Oh wait, Brian just jumped into the chat and confirmed it is Dewey.
Dewey.
Wait,
Dewey.
what show? What show? The show is
DuckTales. DuckTales.
I've never
I
seen that.
love just like you basically gave like the unofficial career history of Ben Schwartz. He's either Huey, Dewey, or Louie.
He's either Huey, Dewey. So now Louis. He's not Louie, and I think Huey. He's Dewey.
What?
Yeah, Brian.
Where even is that show?
It's on Disney XD.
Oh,
It's called Huey, Dewey, or Louie, and he plays Huey, Dewey, or Louie.
No, he plays Dewey. Brian confirmed in chat.
What is the show called?
DuckTales.
DuckTales. You don't know the DuckTales? Oh my God.
DuckTales.
I'm so old.
You're the person who was talking about how you know about pop culture that happened 10 years before you.
I don't. But did you didn't say DuckTales in the chat. You haven't said the word DuckTales. You just said Huey, Louie, or Dewey.
I said the word DuckTales probably 50 times.
I have.
She did. DuckTales. A woo. Burning out.
DuckTales. Yeah, I'm not gonna sing the DuckTales theme song.
Woo.
Life is
Well,
like
should we sing it as we're like?
Life is
And
Duckburg.
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 so Fred, what say you? Wet or nah?
What
Are
are we
you wet?
doing? What?
Are you right?
We're still talking about Ben Schwartz. What are you doing?
Oh, I was responding to a text.
Frederica,
Okay, well, I guess we're done here.
should we end our show?
Are we done doing lives?
I think this is the end of this chaotic live, this moment that we all have.
Thank y'all so much for bearing with us. This is wild.
I'm sorry you all had to see that.
Yes, this is our messiest live ever.
You know what? It was bound to happen. Why not episode 10? You know, two numbers, double digits, it's double chaos.
That was my favorite.
Cool. All right.
Well, bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
I'm
Have a
actually
happy
not doing
weekend.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Fuck it.
I'll
Bye.
be on meds. We'll be on meds.
Bye.
See y'all next week.
Cat.
Bye.